Hey everybody, Dean Graziosi. Welcome to the Weekly Wisdom. If you're new to this site, glad to have you here. Glad you could see how you can become part of a family, because that's really what we are here at dg.com. Browse around the site, see all the great people, the great information they share. If you have a question, ask it. But maybe your question was answered in a previous string, and there's a whole bunch of great wisdom and information and capability and direction from people actually doing it. You can watch all my old blogs over on this side, I think. It says weekly blogs, lots of great information. So thanks for being here. Oh, also, when I'm done with this week's blog, I want to give you information on how you can get to this year's Edge event. Really important. It's coming up soon, and you can't miss it this year. Okay, so what I want to talk about is week before last, I did a post called The Villain Within, and it got so many great posts, so many great instant messages and emails from you guys, how it really hit home, how we have a lot of negative news, we have negative people in our life, but we also have this little villain inside of us who's always bringing up self-doubt, stuff that was programmed into us maybe by teachers when we were a kid, maybe even parents that we love, maybe society. Put these self-doubt and these self-doubts into us that make us question ourselves, and we don't do anything good without confidence. You know, a good friend of mine, Richard Rossi, runs an organization where the top teenagers in high school from around the country go and spend a week and a half in Washington, D.C. with his company for next level education and higher achievement, all this great stuff. Long story short, he's seen hundreds of thousands of kids through the years. And I asked him, I know this is hard and generalizing something like this, but what do you see is a common trait of the kids that are achieving a lot in school? And he said, oh, it's easy. I can do it in one word. I've seen it over the years and years and hundreds of thousands of kids. He said, confidence. So how important is confidence when you're trying to do something new, invest in real estate, when your family say you're nuts, the news says the market's in the toilet, and then you have your own little villain on the inside saying, you can't do it, this isn't the time, you've tried things before and you failed. What if you get money? Maybe you're afraid, maybe your villain is afraid for success. You never know. You got to identify it. But so many of you asked, how do you get rid of the villain? And I got a lot of your personal emails that you sent, the long emails sharing, and I do read all the posts that come in. I don't get to read every email that comes in, but I read lots of them, and I wanted all the ones from this week. So I got your villain emails and your questions. So I'm going to probably be a little repetitive here, especially if you watch my blog every week, but I want you to think back of the 7 levels deep. If you don't know what that is, it's a lesson to teach you how to find the true reason why you're doing this. I talked about putting your mask on first and helping the people around you, meaning get yourself bulletproof so you could be secure, so you can be confident, so you can help the people you love. So it's kind of, how do you kill the villain? It's a compilation of all the things that I share with you week after week. It's not one magic pill. But if I was going to give you one magic bullet to kill the villain within, it's truly knowing the reason why you watch my videos, why you want to make money with real estate, why you want more. And again, we know that you want to, or at least if I'm wrong, you can tell me, that you want to secure yourself so you can have confidence, so you could feel good, so you could wake up happy, so you could wake up grateful, but then you could help the people around you, then the next layer of people, and then maybe your church and all those other things, right? But the reason why you're watching is so important. And if you've done the 7 levels deep exercise, if you've heard me talk about it before, then you understand it's just a process to get to the true reason that you started watching me or bought my book in the first place. And I'm going to do this kind of quick today. It's kind of a modification of the 7 levels deep. And the 7 levels deep is really just this, is asking yourself a series of questions, the same question on why you're doing this 7 different times to get to the real meat and potatoes why you're here. So when I'm on stage, and I do it once a month down in Vegas, it's amazing. I get to interact, and then I shake the hands of everybody who's there. It's really incredible. If I've ever met you, nice meeting you. I'll say, how many people in here are here because they want financial freedom? Everybody raises their hand. And how many people in here want to make more money? Everybody raises their hand. I usually say, well, that's kind of it, but not really. We're here for a much deeper reason, and you need to know what it is. So I'll pick somebody from the audience, and I'll say, sir, why are you here today? And say, because I want financial freedom. So what I do is, the 7 levels deep is really just asking why that is important to them 7 times. So I say, why is financial freedom important to you? And then someone will say, well, because I don't want to work so hard. and I'm going to give you an example of a gentleman I remember. He says, because I don't want to work so hard. I've been working my butt off for lots of years. So that's why it's important to me. Okay, so I asked you why it was important. You're here. One was financial freedom. When I asked you why financial freedom was important, you said, because you didn't want to work so hard. So I said to him, why is it important that you don't work so hard? He said, well, because I want to spend more time with my family because I feel like I'm a second-rate dad. He says, I feel like I pay the bills, but nothing else. And my wife and me have lost our connection. So I said, that's a lot of answers. He said, I want to be a better family man. Okay, so is he really there for financial freedom? We're getting a little deeper, right? I asked him why he's here, financial freedom. I said, why financial freedom? Don't want to work so much. Why don't want to work so much? Because I want to be a better person. I want to be a better example to my kids, a better husband, right? So I said, why is it important? Now, this is where it starts to get deep. And again, I'm doing this kind of quick. But I remember his answers stand out in my head. I might, be off a little bit. If you're watching, I think your name was John. If I'm off a little, I apologize. And I said, well, why is it important for you to be that family man? And he said, because I'm repeating exactly what my father did. He goes, my father was never there for us. And I grew up just wanting to spend time with him. And by the time he retired, I was into what I do. So, okay, is he really there for financial freedom? I said, why financial freedom? Because he didn't want to work so much, because he wanted to be a better family man? Ooh, then he didn't want to be like his dad. Wow, this gets a lot deeper, doesn't it? I think I'd make real estate, be committed to real estate and changing my life more if I wanted to make sure that I wasn't like something you didn't like as a kid, right? So when I said, why is it important to you not to be like your dad? And now it starts getting deeper, and his next answer was something along the lines, and again, I don't remember exactly, of that growing up, I always remember saying that I'm never going to let my kids go through the childhood that I went through, and I think I'm recreating it. Wow, right? That's deep. That's a whole lot different than just saying I'm going to Vegas or buying a book or watching Dean's blogs or in the Success Academy or part of Rock Bottom Blueprint or part of our boots on the ground or our live events. That's a lot different to saying, hey, I'm just spending that money and doing it because I want financial freedom. No, this gentleman wants to do it and change his life so he can give his kids a life that he said he would never allow them to have. That's a lot deeper reason why. Now, I think we're at number 5 or 6. The next one was even a next level deeper, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was basically so emotional that he had to stop because he was crying. Now, I've had people start with, I want financial freedom, and ending up saying, I'm sick of, the last time they were asked why through the series of 7, by the time they got to the end, they said, I want to finally follow through with something I said I was going to do, and I want my family to stop thinking I'm a loser. Wow, that's a lot different than financial freedom. When I went through it, one of my top 3 was I never want to go backwards. And one of my top one was that I don't want my kids to experience the lifestyle I did. I was out of control. When I was a kid, I moved 20 times by the time I was 19. So when I asked myself, why do I want to be so successful? It's like, because I want security. When I went through the thing, security had some of what to do with it, but I was so not in control as a kid that I want my kids to be in control. I want myself to be in control. No one tells me what to do. Bill collectors aren't going to tell me what to do. No one's going to tell me what I could buy, what I can't, or who I could take care of, or who I could donate money to, or who I can help. I want to be in control. I never want to go backwards, and I want my kids to live a different childhood than I did. Those 3 things are my reason why I work so hard, why you see me here doing videos week after week, and why I'm so inspired to help you. You heard the reasons why other people do it. What's your real reason why? Spend a little time digging deep on why you watch this, why you want real estate, why you come to our events, why you cut a check in so many cases to be a part of our organization. It's not just for the money. There's a deeper level reason why. And when you find it, there's no villain, no media, no negative friend that'll ever talk you off track from making money and changing your life and the destiny of future generations. Okay, that's my message for today. I hope you got that. Watch it again if you have to. Now, really important, if you have any thoughts of going to this year's Edge, we are literally almost sold out. If you have any thoughts of coming to the Edge event, my live event, we have live events all over the country that are amazing. If you're a part of Boots on the Ground or going up to PMI in Utah, all of it's amazing. It's all Dean education. It's all what's in here pushed out to my trainers teaching exactly what I do. The Edge event is just something a little different, something special, something I do just once a year. You spend a couple days with me down here in Arizona and my top students, a lot of them that are right here on deangraziosi.com. It's a really special networking, bonding, relationship building, partnership building, meet the superstars at DG.com event that's just grown into being kind of, it's almost like we got our own little following fun group that show up every year, and it's expanding, but we do cap it. We shut it down. We only allow a certain amount of people in, and we're almost sold out. So if you have any interest in going, I'm making it affordable. I've even got a payment plan to help some of you that might need it, but you got to act right away. Click the link below, watch a special video I did on the Edge event, and get your butt down there. I'll see you next week.